What's up, you guys? We're back with another episode on Coz&Effect. I'm your host, Max Cosentino. Today, I'm with a very special guest, a true legend in the world of motorsports, a four-time Indy 500 champion, and a champion in the IMSA Sports Car Championship, a fan favorite, Helio Castroneves.
All right. Where's the clap? Yeah. Well, thank you very much for the intro. That was very nice.
Of course. So if you don't mind, just start off. What was it like growing up in Sao Paulo?
Brazil.
My Brazil. Sao
What
Paulo,
do you mean?
Brazil.
You speak Spanish? You can say São Paulo. Come on, Max.
Sao
I know
Paulo, Brazil.
you. A lot of people don't know, but Max and I mean, we know each other for a long time, by the way. And he's a talent, I'm telling you. And he knows how to speak Spanish. So
Hablo español. Thank you very much. So when I ask you that, can you just take me back to that point in your life when you're just, starting out? Like, what stands out to you? Anything?
Look, coming from Brazil was a little bit interesting because the passion about racing when it started for me, it was different. My dad actually loves racing. Never raced before. His entire life, he never raced before. He works selling cars in the past and things like that. But he found a niche back then, which is similar today, that he started a company in Brazil, in my hometown. And if you put a name on a race car, it was actually pretty good advertisement. So, but instead of putting actually just a name, he wants to have his own team because he was passionate about racing.
I did read about that. I heard you would sometimes sneak out and try to see the races and everything.
And because of that, I was going to the race, and you're not allowed. I'm 5 years old. You're not allowed. Actually, till this day, under 18, you're not allowed to go to the pit lane or the pit box because it's obviously bad. But it back then was the same. But it was me and him.
Of course.
He wants to take me to the racetrack. I'm his kid. And because I think this adventure going to sneaking into the track and getting this, it was like playing. For me, it was a game.
I'm guessing that's what really shaped your love for the sport.
Correct. So it did introduce, and the smell of oil, the noise, that was like,
you loved it.
Cool. I think,
loved
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As a young, because I was having so much fun, so those little details basically kept me going until I said, Dad, I want to drive. I don't want to be team owner. I want to drive one day.
Yeah.
So one of the drivers that he sponsoring or driving for him, that was his team, actually gave me a go-kart.
And that's where it all started.
I was like, oh, this is cool. And from there on, Max, it was like a love at first sight. I couldn't stop thinking. I couldn't wait. And plus, racing is very different because racing is not like you can play every day. You have to wait for the weekend. I was going to school. You have to go to a racetrack. You have to have a truck to take the go-kart. So
it's a whole process.
It's a process.
And it was like taking candy from a kid. You wanted to do
more
it.
But you can't do it all the time.
Of course.
I guess that sort of scenario was definitely contagion, making me want more. Finally, I said, Dad, I want to see if other kids, because I was going by myself.
Yeah.
Or my dad used to, back then it was different. It was a lot more relaxed. The tracks that we used to go-kart tracks, the grass was about this high, everything's abandoned. They're going without the shirt. They were drinking beers, having barbecue. It was kind of like
no, I get it.
They're not even wearing helmets. I was the only one wearing helmets, but they're not even wearing helmets. But it was only grown-ups. I said, Dad, I want to see if there is other kids that I can play around.
Wow.
And that's when he put me in the state championship, which is right away. He went to the next level. And I remember the first time I was going to São Paulo, my legs were shaking because I saw these 100 go-karts around. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. So it was a rough beginning. I started making a lot of friends, like nothing about the racing. So racing for me, it became a sort of like a learning lesson in life, because now I'm making friends, I'm having a good time. Going from the small city to
you're building all these experiences, meeting new people, totally get it.
It's so cool. So that's where the passion started.
If you don't mind me asking, how old were you when you started
that was between
that championship?
11, 12.
11, 12.
Yeah.
And then at 16, you began competing at the Formula Chevrolet in Brazil.
And then after achieving all that, then when I bit by the bug, I knew what I want to do in my life. This is what
That
I want
was
to
it.
do. And it was great because I start back then we didn't have YouTube or Google or
Yeah.
anything like that. It was all VHS tapes and things like that. But for me, I start looking every details. What can I do better?
You were obsessed.
Watching races, physical preparation. I started young, running, to hold the go kart. And that the results start winning my first race. I remember when I won my first race, I was so happy. It was a fourth place trophy, right? So I went to the neighborhood of where I used to live.
Yeah.
And I showed my friends, hey, first trophy.
Yeah.
And one son of a gun kid said, everybody was happy, but one kid was like, fourth place? What about first? I'm like,
You took that
"Dang."
personally.
So that was actually good.
Yeah.
It was actually not, but so I went back and took more few races. Finally, I won my first race. I went straight to that kid.
Yeah,
Here you go,
I
buddy,
got
I
it
got
now. Yeah.
So that was fun. When you start winning, that's when I realized how cool it is to win, how fun was it to win, and and then I went to a bigger sports, which Formula Chevrolet in 1992.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I don't.
You were
forgot.
16.
I was 16.
Yeah.
And there was the same process, starting all over again. Cars were different than go-karts. You have the timing. A lot of people don't understand that it's not only about speed on the end of straight line.
Yeah.
It's about in the corner. The go-karts are incredible for giving you the perspective how quick you gotta think
Yeah.
and react because it's so quick. And the cars was actually there's the downshift and turning. It was a little slower. So
It was like a new new kind of
learning process. But once
Once you got it, you got it.
and that's it. That was keep it going.
That is super cool. I myself, I didn't like you were just saying how there's a difference between go karting and then going up to this higher level of racing. That's the same in any type of race car driving, right?
Yep,
Anytime you're going to like a
absolutely,
new type of car,
Yep.
it's always different.
Absolutely, because even that you have, let's say sport, right?
Yeah.
A track and field, for example, right? So
Yeah.
you learn how to run,
Yeah.
but and then you put 200 meters or 400. You don't train anymore for
Different type of training.
It's a different type, exactly. But you say like, what are you talking about? Is running is the
It's
same
running
thing,
the
right?
same, yeah.
So racing is the same type of it, but even that when you switch different series, different cars, you gotta adapt to those type of cars.
Gotcha. So you know what? Let's just flash forward now. 2001, you're on Team Penske, 26 years old. You win your first ever Indy 500. What was that like, winning as first time ever in the championship? What was that like?
Wow, that was incredible. Being with a big team, by the way, with Team Penske, and finally going my first actually oval or first actually winning an oval was actually Indy 500. So imagine everything was new for me. So the expectation was, I said, I know what I need to do, but again, back then we didn't have all this technology that we have today. But I was asking a lot of the former drivers like Rick Mears, AJ Foyt, Alan Senior, which is no longer here with us anymore.
If you don't mind me saying, those two guys you just listed, AJ and Rick, those are
They are the other
four-time Indy champs.
So I was asking them what it takes
Yeah.
to win. So I started doing my own homework.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't have the computer or the technology that we have today, I had to find ways to understand. And to be honest, it was great because all these guys that I asked questions, I said, one scenario might end up happening to me. And it did. So, and I knew what to do.
Yeah.
So it was good that I did this research
So you're ready for the moment.
because I knew what I need to do at the moment. Even being a rookie,
Yeah.
it was my first time, and that's why I ended up winning the race. It wasn't because of lucky. It was because I did the work that I need to do, the research, and it paid off.
You were prepared. Now, I didn't even know this, but you went back to back,
Right.
2002.
Right.
And what, if you don't mind me asking, like, I'm pretty sure the feelings were the same. You were emotional, very happy. Would you say the 2002 was better or the 2001 championship?
No, the result in 2002 was unexpected. And again, because I won in 2001, so I knew I got it. I have this in my hand, no problem. I already won the race, People step away from me. It was not cocky, but I felt that I didn't do the homework that I need to do. However, the team, and you said the preparation, the team always prepare incredible. Team Penske won 19 times this date. So imagine.
It's a winning team.
They already know what to do.
Yeah.
And because of that preparation, unfortunately, I was actually on particularly that race. During the race, I was about a lap down. So my car was terrible. I couldn't do anything. And my crew chief and I would keep having the conversation. It's like, what do you need? I said, I need a clean air. I can't be. So one opportunity happens. A yellow flag came in. And I would be missing 2 laps of fuel unless there was a yellow flag.
Wow.
So I took the chance.
Yeah.
We took that gamble. And ironic, the 2 lap of yellow flag came right at the last 2 laps. And so that day I felt, you know what? Doesn't matter what you have. This track chooses who's going to be the winner.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit, cliche, but it is. It's such an incredible place, Indianapolis. But for sure, it was. I remember like this day. I can't believe it. I ended up winning the 2nd time in a row. It was very special.
So yeah, 2002 was definitely a different type of experience. Sounds like a little bit more fun because there's some challenges you had to go through. But I also read now, unfortunately, not all the memories are always great. I heard you did have a crash during practice in 2015. What was that like?
Yeah, it was crazy. That was a new year that we have a new package. So for you guys to understand, if you go and take a look on IndyCar, you're gonna see the front of the wing of the car and the rear of the wing. They are just like an airplane wing, except upside down. So for the plane, you go up. For the car, you go down. So you got to stick more to the ground when you're going faster. Because of that year, it was a new aerodynamic, new wings, new package. The engineers were just exploring a lot of things. And one of the numbers that they came from the wind tunnel, unfortunately, was not accurate. And when we went out, and I always trust my team because they did the research.
Oh, of course.
They did their work. They said, oh, okay, no problem. We're fine, and this is going to be easy.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. Unfortunately, the number was not comparable. So when I went to the turn 1, the car was so light that I spun out, and actually the car flipped. So incredible work from the team, from the safety aspect, from the car instructor. Honestly, nothing happens. I was 5 hours later, we fixed the car, and I was on the track again.
Thank God.
But it's just to show that, if you're not that prepared, correct, and accurate, things could have a much better, worse end.
A little follow-up. I'm sure you obviously, I don't know if you do, but prepare just in case this happens. Like, is in that situation, do you know like what's going through your head? Like, I need to I need to let go of the wheel. I need to tuck my head. Like, is there anything going through your mind?
I remember when I lost control, then there was nothing you can do. You just got to let go of the wheel because normally you want to try to fix it. But in these conditions, you can't. However, it can, because we don't have power steering on those cars, it can whiplash the steering.
I remember talking about that with you, and you're actually telling me they need to change that because you told me that some drivers, if they keep their hands there, they could break their thumbs.
Yes, it goes. It's unfortunately, it just the steering turns in a violent way that it can definitely hurt you. And the best way is just to hope for the best.
You think this also applies to like everyday driving? You know, when you're going fast in the car.
Well, you gotta be careful. You can't relate it everything that happens in the racetrack. You go into the road. A lot of young guys like you, for example, tends to think I'm gonna go 150 mile an hour here. But the problem is the cars these days they're building incredible cars, very fast cars. The suspension becoming very good, and when you see it, the car is actually you're 60 mile an hour or 100 mile an hour. It feels pretty much in control. But our cars, speed limit is 60 mile an hour. So that's to show you that when we are 60 mile an hour, it's actually super slow because the car is made to go 200 mile an hour.
Yeah.
And that where people need to understand our cars in the street, it's supposed to go between 45 to 80, let's say. That's in a zone that you're like safe, comfortable.
Yeah.
When you're going over there, the car is not made to go. I mean, it's made. They can go,
Yeah.
but you have to put different environment. You have different cars. You have different people with no experience, learning people with driving. So it's not worth it too. If you want to go to the racetrack.
Yeah.
Have a great time there.
Exactly. Just to close this section, is there anything you still want to achieve in racing? I know you're still racing, but anything left you want to?
Absolutely. I look, I won 4 times. Nobody ever won 5. Why not me? Right? Why me? Why not to try and continue pushing? Because I know I can do it. I know I have the stamina. I'm ready. I'm capable. I have the team. We've done it before. So
age is just a number.
Exactly. You got it.
That's great. So now I know everyone knows you're an amazing driver, but you're also a great dancer. Let's talk about 2007, which was a big year for both of us. I had just turned 1.
Ah, here we go.
And you won season 5 of Dancing with the Stars with the Julianne Hough.
That's
what was that like?
You just show how old I am right now. So. Anywho, that was an incredible experience, first of all. I had no idea that I could do what I just did. Without Julianne, of course, I wouldn't be able to do it. It was a great teamwork. We actually use a lot of the analogy of racing when we were dancing.
Really?
So I keep telling her, this is how it happens to me. If I learn a racetrack, how do I need to learn? I go through stages, and maybe you can help me out. But she was perfect because she knew exactly how to do it. I have rhythm. And,
of course,
and she was able to understand. Yeah, a lot of people were like the other contestants. We had a great group, by the way, that year. And they were like, "Oh, you're Brazilian. You know what to dance." I was like, "I'm a race car driver. I'm not a dancer." So, but she knew the rhythm that I had, and she emphasized that.
Yeah.
So it was a great teamwork, and we ended up winning.
Was Adriana a little bit, jealous? She was like, "Oh, what are you doing dancing with her?"
I know, a lot of people actually told me that I never watch you dance. I watch her dancing, not you dancing. But no, it was great. We became still friends till this day. She and her brother and the whole family, super smart, great. I had a great time.
That's great. And obviously, I saw moving those hips. That song is very good.
And the best part of it, made many good friends. Mark Cuban was in that year, and he was fantastic. Floyd Mayweather was there as well. We had a great time. Wayne Newton, come on, man, the king of Vegas. I know, it's myself. I have his number in my cell phone. So when you're thinking about the whole, artist world, and I had such a great time.
That must have been a crazy experience. Hopefully,
it was.
I'd love to do that. So, just to start to wrap this up, for the viewers out there, I want to get into maybe like more to that, inspirational time. And there's a lot of paths people can take, and they have control over their careers and futures. For instance, like me, I'm in high school, and I know that if I get good grades and I meet the requirements to go to a good college, I'm going to get into a good college. But with your career path and the success you've been able to have, how much of it is skill, the proximity to the industry, the people you know? And we just talked about this. Obviously, you put a lot of hard work into it, but if there is any luck to it?
I say hard work makes your luck get better, right? It makes you have a scenario that, okay, because I'm doing my job, the luck will appear. Sometimes connections, sometimes scenarios that outside of it. You can't control things outside of your control. I went to this clinic. It was great. A long time ago, called Human Performance International. And I went through the same phase, have doubts, have negative thoughts, spending so much time in not knowing if that's going to be my career. But in the end, things happen for a reason. And what meant to be will be. In my case, I did push exactly what I need to do. I have a lot of people that said no and said bad things. And to be honest, it was good, because those people made me work harder and prove them wrong. So depends of your character. Sometimes people they take that in the wrong way,
Yeah.
or you turn things around. And I, the best, the best advice I get: surround yourself with good people. By the way, because whatever you want to achieve, whether it's be successful, be with a group that you want to share the success, because you want to have friends as well that be in the same level as you.
Yeah.
So you want to be around people that want you good, wants to succeed,
Yeah.
and will support you.
Yeah.
Because in that scenario, you overcome no matter obstacles you're gonna have in front of you. That happens to me. I'm a witness of that, and I can prove that. And it's still the same way. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
So this clinic works me to be positive. They gave me a very simple exercise, which I would share with you if you don't mind.
Of course.
Very simple. You put a elastic band in your wrist, right? And for you to retrain your brain to start thinking positive. Every time you have negative thoughts, whether it's the weather,
Anything.
anything, you lazy, whatever,
Yeah.
you pull that rubber band as hard as you can so that you can feel it,
It
of
smacks
course.
you.
And so it sort of wake you up. Hey, stop it.
Yeah.
What you want? Let's
Yeah.
do it. Let's continue working. I believe automatic, we're going to get to a point that you're not going to even thinking about negative. You're going to thinking about the rubber band. Every initial thought that is going to the negative one. And like, all right, no, it's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. And it will be. And it turned out to be a good day. So that helped me to kind of like brainwash me
Yeah.
and being a positive guy. Don't get me wrong. I have emotions. I get upset. I get angry. I'm a human
Everyone
being.
has their days.
So, but that was a good way to train. And I don't use the rubber band anymore. But once in a while, let me slip it over
Yeah.
here. And I feel if everyone, and depends of the personality. Some people don't believe that.
Yeah.
For me, it worked,
Yeah.
and it was great.
So what I got from that is control you can control, get the right people around you,
Absolutely.
work hard,
Easy.
believe in yourself and in your dream, obviously.
And another thing is, because the social media days that we live now, stop listening to noises. It's so easy. Look, I won my fourth Indianapolis 500, 46 again, I guess. And so many people, and I saw in their face, hey, don't you think, special reporters,
Yeah.
don't you think you're running out of time? Shouldn't you just
Retire.
stop? So if I would be listening to those people, today I wouldn't be sitting here as a four-time Indy 500 champion. So that's why. Stop listening to noises. Go for it. Make it happen. Like I'm gonna do another one because I know
believe it.
I can do it.
Stay the course.
Exactly, and you will succeed.
Lastly, I'm gonna have to say that was beautiful what you just said. Lastly, a lot of successful people have special qualities and traits that lead to them being successful, like doctors, lawyers, pro athletes, even teachers. They all have their own set of special qualities and traits. What are some of your unique qualities that have contributed to your success and that will help inspire the people watching this video?
Look, I already mentioned basically surround yourself with good people who's gonna help you. I actually feed a lot for my fans. When I go to the races, I enjoy having a great time talking because I'm still a big fan of a lot of sports.
Yeah.
And if I want to autograph for someone, and someone maybe that day or that time not being the right time, you're going to scar that person probably for a long time. And I had that situation, even for me, that I'm in the sport. And it's horrible feeling because you have the image that someone. So the advice that I always be kind. People mistaking kind with weakness. Okay? Be kind is not being weak. Be kind is you want to make sure that people respect you and you have at least someone
Yeah.
thinking good about you.
Yeah.
It's different, and some people mistaking that, and I prefer being on the good side. So that's why I'm always trying to be kind, because that's going to lead you in a better path.
Of course. Kindness is the key. Hard work, dedication. Love it.
You can be confident. Don't get me wrong. You have to be confident.
Oh yeah.
But it's different. You can be confident, but you don't need to be cocky and pushing people away
Yeah.
so that you're going to create an enemy, or you're going to make that person maybe better because you just said something that ignite that, probably make that people stronger.
Just that happened to you.
Which has happened to me. That's exactly right.
Just quick fun questions to wrap this up. What's your favorite snack?
Wow. One of my favorites. I like any type of chocolate. I like it.
Nesquik?
Nesquik is good. I like it. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the strawberry one. Nesquik.
I like chocolate. All right. Most challenging opponent.
What?
Most challenging opponent. Someone that's given you a tough time over the
Most challenging
years.
opponent. I guess I have several, but myself sometimes is the most challenging opponent.
I love that answer. Your dream car.
A Bugatti,
Favorite food.
sushi,
Book or movie that inspired you.
the Bible.
Love it. Guys, this is Helio Castroneves. I'm Max Cosentino. Go check out on link in bio, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. This video is sponsored by Empire Medical Training, by the way. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.